team that he rode in on and took to the Super Bowl and rode in on Dungy's coattails. Let me tell you, look what happened. He couldn't beat it. He couldn't get the Gruden. I agree with you 100%. Gruden is not the football coach. The only Gruden that's a good football coach probably is the Gruden that's coaching the head coach for the Washington Redskins right now. John Gruden, if he was such a great coach as everybody that's a Gruden fan thinks he is, he wouldn't be sitting in ESPN all this time with his little safety net, because he's been fired from the NFL already. He got fired out of Tampa Bay. He was not invited back there, man. He destroyed a team that was built into an impeccable football team by Tony Dungy, man. You know, it's easy to look good when everything's in place for you already, man. But Gruden is not the kind of guy that's going to come in and work his butt off and go down there and build a winning football team. He's not capable of doing it. It's simply that.
Brother, you're not going to get an argument out of me, man. I mean, I am the
biggest
biggest
anti-Gruden guy. But you see all these people like Denny Dice,
well,
let's just say.
Yeah,
These guys riding on these people's coattails. The Denny Dice is so infatuated with Johnny Manziel, it's a wonder he's not out there trying to collect the sweat molecules that fall on the field, you know?
Are you, like, mentioning individual people that you see on Facebook? I don't even know who these people are, man, but I do understand.
No, this guy, you know, I'm just talking about Brown fans in general, J-Rock.
I know.
People get so infatuated. You know, until the fans actually get tired of all the losing, this team isn't going to change, J-Rock, because what incentives do the owners have to change the football team? They're making money. You know, a prime example was what you saw on ESPN last week about the Dallas Cowboys. They haven't been to a Super Bowl in 19 years. They haven't made the playoffs in how long? He buys the team, and he makes $2.5 billion already. The team's worth $2.5 billion more than what he paid for him. You know, Dallas Cowboys was America's team. The Cleveland Browns have a lot of fans throughout the country. They sell a lot of merchandise. They sell the tickets to every game. Until this guy gets hurt in the pocketbook, we're not going to get a quality coach here. We're not going to get a quality football team.
That's not going to happen because it doesn't happen in the NFL. Do you know that since Jimmy Haslam bought the Browns 2 years ago, their value has increased by $1.5 million, even though they lost? I'm just telling you, their value increased from the $1 billion that he bought it at to it's like $1.12 billion or something like that. So that's $1.2 million or whatever, or $10 million. No, that's $10 million. So they've increased by almost $12 million since he bought the team. I'm just saying.
And haven't produced
that's not
any wins.
Just a Cleveland thing. That's not just the Browns are never going to get. That's the NFL. You don't lose money in the NFL. You don't lose money when you own an NFL team. It's why it's the way to go if you're rich and if you can afford it, because they write checks. It writes checks for you. You buy the team and money just appears in your pockets. You're like, oh, damn, man, I didn't know I had this much money. But yes, you do, because you own a football team. LG, I'm up against it, my man. I got to get the news in here. We're already into hour 2, man.
Okay, J-Rock Daddy. Let's look forward to another big-time disappointment, okay?
Well, I that's one way to look at it. It's still the preseason, man. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not. I mean, we've got a whole season to go, regardless, man.
One thing you know about LG, I've always been a realist, J-Rock.
I'm real, too.
It's probably better to go into it looking like, wow, instead of waking up every Monday morning thinking how disappointed you truly are once again by your Cleveland Browns. At least we got the Cavaliers to look forward to, J-Rock. I'm thinking a 73-win season this year.
I mean, I guess, man, I look at things differently than you. I'm a realist, too. I just got done and said they're going to probably win 6 games this season, but I don't go into seasons ready to look ahead to a different season already. That seems like a big waste of my time. My time is
I'm not looking ahead to a
man.
different season. Unfortunately, we haven't got through this season yet, but I'm just saying if what we've seen so far is a preview to what we're going to see week to week, I would just keep the barf bag right next to you, man, because you never know when you're going to have to grasp for it.
I mean, I guess, man. I haven't seen him play a real game yet this season, so I'm not going to go that far. I mean, that defeats the purpose of being a sports watcher and a fan to me. You can, I'm with you, but I just can't go that far down that road now. I mean, the season hasn't started, man. I mean, But whatever, man. I fight this battle.
Maybe all this what we're seeing right now is just a decoy. I wrote that article yesterday, by the way, on the Cleveland Sports.
I don't believe that either.
Maybe this is a decoy, and they're not showing their hands yet, man, because they're trying to lure these other NFL teams they're facing not to take this Browns team so serious. Maybe this Pettine's smarter than we all give him credit for. And he says, you know what, Kyle Shanahan, keep everything in your pocket. Don't pull it out yet, man. Wait till week 1, and we're going to annihilate these Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe that's the plan, huh?
I don't look at it that way either, my man. I don't look at it that way either, man. I don't fool myself about any of this, but I also don't spend every single day of the season going, boy, these guys suck. Can't wait to watch another sucky game. If it's that level, then just don't watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that mentality. And plus, the season hasn't started. I go through it with people that don't like the Indians. I go through this every spring when baseball starts. People that think the Browns are going to suck before the season starts. I have already said I think they're only going to win 6, maybe 7 games if everything goes right. But that still doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here before it starts and go, well, this is just going to absolutely suck and I'm going to waste 4 hours of my Sunday every week. I don't have 4 hours a week to waste on anything. So if that's the case, then I'll
Well, you know what, J-Rod, Daddy? It could turn into 4.5 to 5 hours with all these penalties.
The penalties, yeah.
If they
you know what I'm saying,
the way
though.
They've been doing it in the preseason.
I can't do that, man. If I'm into it, I'm watching the season, I'll make my judgment, but I can't fill my life with the every single day, hour to hour, beat me over the head negativity 24/7. I can't do it. It has nothing to do with not being real. It doesn't change the fact that I go, okay, my football team's not very good this year. I like watching football, so I'm still going to watch the games, but I definitely know that my team's not very good. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at, and I don't mean right now with the Browns. I mean,
well, you know what you know what it is, J-Rock. We all are built with internal optimism. We are very optimistic that anything could happen on any given Sunday, and hopefully we could squeak out some wins. I mean, there's fumbles, there's turnovers, there's special teams. There's a lot of things that could happen in a football game, and I think one of the reasons we're compelled to watch it, even though we're masochists after the game, we're thinking, wow, what did we just do? Sometimes. But what I'm saying is anything could happen. So the internal optimistic approach of life in general is what makes us, as Browns fans, watch these football games, man, or go to these football games. You always have that hope that maybe this team can win more games this year.
It's
now,
not
you're
just
predicting
that,
6 wins, or you're thinking 6 wins, you're right. That's 2 more wins than last season. But I'd really like to see a 9-7, J-Rock.
Oh, hell yeah. So would I, man. So would I. I would love to see 8 or 9 wins, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely would. Absolutely would. But like you said,
well, I'm not even going to say 8 or 9 wins. My goal is I want to see a 9-7 season. And when I see that coming from a Cleveland Browns football team, I'm going to be ecstatic, celebrating. You're going to have a surgeon remove the smile off my face, because that will be a winning football season. And I'm not asking for 13-3 or 14-2 or even 12-4. I'm thinking 9-7, man, would be. I'm telling you, that would be a reason to have a big time celebration, man. It's been a long time coming, J-Rack. You got to admit that.
Absolutely. The last time they had a winning season was 7 years ago or whatnot. Or how long? Yeah, isn't that how long? 6 seasons now that it's been since the last time that they had a plus 500 record. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. My thing is just, like I said, it's one thing in week 13 of a 3-13 season to be like, man, these guys are just driving me nuts. They're stinking it out. But I'm not there. Even if I think they're only going to win 6 games, I'm not disgusted with Browns football before the season starts. I can't do it. I can't do it with the Indians. Hey, I like watching Cavs basketball. I'm not the biggest NBA in general fan. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about the game, but I love the Cavaliers, and I watch them when they stink. I've watched them for the last 4 years. I was down there for every home game of that losing streak that goes down in infamy. And yes,
well, maybe you're bringing bad luck there, J-Rock. Stay away this year. I'm kidding.
I guess. I mean, I was one of, I'm sorry. Forgive me for being one of the 15 media people in town that actually showed up to the games when LeBron left. I mean, I'm sorry I don't ride bandwagon. I'm not a front runner. Never have been, never will be, man. But it's just, like you said, I don't know if it's eternal optimist. My point is I don't watch Foregone Conclusions, and I don't have time for it, brother. I don't. If I don't want to watch it, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not one of these guys that I see on social media that hit me up every day. Every day it's the same thing. Browns suck, this, that, and the other. Okay, cool. Then stop talking about it. Stop watching it. Like, I get it. When the act doesn't change every day, geez, just leave it alone. Like, enough's enough. Like, you have to have part 2 of your shtick or move on, because I can't be that person. That's all. I just can't be that person. LG, I have to go. I'm up against it.
All right, J-Rock Daddy. I'll be talking to you soon, man. Keep up the good faith, buddy.
You too, man. I mean, it's not good faith, man. To me, it's just enjoying sports. I'm not. Sports are the distraction from real life. I'm not going to let myself get so beat down that I'm miserable in my everyday life because people that get paid way more money than I do, that don't know that I exist, are ruining my life because of their sporting events. You're crazy, man. Come on. Let's have fun. Before the game, let's preview it and go, well, if this happens and this happens, it'll be a good game and this team could win or this team could win. And then after it's over, let's talk about what we saw and what was good and what was bad and what stunk. And then guess what? Let's do it again tomorrow for baseball. Let's do it again next week for football. Let's do it again every third day or every 2 out of every 3 days for basketball, whatever. That's how I roll. That's how I keep myself sane in this thing. It doesn't mean that I don't live and breathe it. It doesn't mean that it's not bumping out of my veins and that I'm not incredibly down when you lose a big playoff game or something like that. Like, I am. I get that too. But I just don't spend every day miserable. I don't go out of my way to make other people miserable. And I don't spend every day sucking the enjoyment out of life from other people. And unfortunately, a lot of sports fans in this town do that, and it's not even their fault. Bad sports radio creates bad sports fans' attitudes, and Cleveland, for far too long, has been inundated with lousy, miserable, lowest common denominator radio. So it creates lousy, miserable, certain portion of the fan base. And you know what? There's just people in the world that live to be that person, and I just learned to let them do their thing. But I'm just saying, let's have fun, baby. Let's watch some sports. Let's like it. Let's not like it. Let's get disgusted with it. But don't live there. Don't live there. All right, we're going to take a break, get you some news. When we come back, I'm stepping down from the pulpit, and we're just going to get back to talking some sports. Dr. Football, my man, Bill Chachkes, in the house. We'll talk some Browns, some NFL. I'm kind of interested in this Sean Gilbert thing, looking to crack this CBA wide open. I've often said that the difference between the football union and baseball is that football union's been broken and broken again and broken again. And look at them. They don't even have guaranteed money. Baseball, meanwhile, their union, bam, lock solid. Looking to change that is Sean Gilbert if he can get elected. We'll talk about all of that. Dr. Football in the house after the news coming up next. Don't go anywhere, baby. Plenty more Sports Fix to go.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
I'm expecting a very important delivery at the house, so could you please call me if it arrives? I'll give you my cell number. 401-555-1125.
440.
No, I was just repeating the 4. 1-4.
14.
Intelligent talk.
Okay, 1125.
1125. 155.
I'm not giving you quantities of the numbers. I'm giving you the numbers. 1125. Those are the last 4 numbers.
Oh, I see. 1125.
Yes. All right. Now read the number back to me.
Let me get my pen.
The Sports Fix will be right back.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business.